Welcome to the Coach Toolbox. I'm your host, Dr. Ajay Nangalia, a leadership coach and counselor. This channel supports your professional and personal development as a leader with research-based and practice-focused learning. And we bring you the best career and life advice from guests who've been there and done that successfully. And now, our session today. Hi everyone. In today's show, I'm going to share with you one secret habit that makes nearly every senior leader successful. So for many leaders and managers, and I'm using these two terms synonymously today, their initial bachelor's or master's degrees, their initial professional credentials and certifications, and their tech skills are the foundation on which they build their career all the way up to senior leadership. And it is this foundation that supports their career up to the level of a senior manager or director. However, once at this level, the foundation that they have built on, their original skill sets, their original knowledge base, is often not enough to help them move further or even to do a great job at the senior level. Leaders reach this level and find themselves with knowledge and skills that can be outdated and not relevant to the requirements of the new role. And this is precisely the time and role where they are asked to bring in thought leadership or strategic thinking or out-of-the-box thinking, and they are asked to exhibit leadership behaviors that break silos and cross boundaries. But by now, the pressure of work is so much that they are desperately trying to keep up. So often, it's too late to get back to any formal learning or certification to upgrade themselves. Therefore, leaders reach this level and find themselves with knowledge and skills that are outdated and not relevant to the requirements of the new role. And this can make them feel vulnerable, especially when they see some peers who have new ideas and are able to bring in different points of view and share information that is relevant and unique and always seem to be on the cutting edge of information and analysis. So what is the secret of these other leaders who are thriving and making a mark at senior leadership? What makes them truly leaders who bring in thought leadership and have influence? Let's talk about this secret today. And more often than not, the secret is reading. Yes, you heard me right. Cultivating the habit and practice of reading and reading regularly and reading a range of topics. Now you're groaning within yourself and saying you hardly have the time to keep your head above the water, and there's just no way that you have time to read books and journals. But the good news is that you don't have to spend hours and hours reading big fat books or textbooks. What you need is a smart reading strategy that will help you keep abreast of the latest ideas, information, and insights in your technical domain, industry, and economy. You also need to scan material from socio-political areas, the latest thinking in leadership and human behavior. And I'm going to share some hacks that can help you do this and do it effectively. So if you are able to devote a targeted and regular effort towards reading and keeping yourself abreast in these areas, then you have a competitive edge in terms of ideas, thought leadership, best practices, and so on. And here's the best news. You really don't need more than a couple of hours across the entire week, and you can spread the time based on your schedule. You could chunk it into 15 minutes a day or so, most days of the week, with some bigger chunks over the weekend. Find an equilibrium that works for you. So if you aspire for vice president or C-suite level, then this is not an option. You have to do it. You need to start developing this habit right from today. So how do you start? What are some good magazines or books to start with? Let me give you some ideas that I've seen successful senior leaders from my executive coaching practice follow, and you can then find your own mix that works for you. First of all, have a small selection of business and technical magazines that you subscribe to and read regularly. Online editions are great these days because you can access them anywhere. I encourage all my leadership clients to read a business newspaper such as the Economic Times daily, and then subscribe to magazines such as The Economist and Fortune International. This mix of newspaper and magazine
gives you an excellent overview of business, economy, technology, and organizations. Magazines like Fortune International also give you human and organizational interest stories that you can read to understand best practices, get inspired by role models, and learn from the mistakes of other companies. The Economist magazine gives you an excellent overview of global economies, socio-political issues, trends, statistics. In addition to these business-related magazines, be sure to regularly read the leading one or two technical journals from your field and domain. The good news is that even if you're short on time to actually read, you can listen to the podcasts of all the leading magazines and journals that distill their information so that you can listen while driving or exercising or doing some other physical activity. So that's a great advantage these days in terms of the availability of the same information on podcasts. So the first step is to identify a mix of 3 to 5 magazines that you will read on an ongoing basis during the week and during the month. Subscribe to the online edition and to the podcast channel of the magazine. For example, all of us know that Harvard Business Review is one of the leading journals in management and leadership. But actually reading that magazine is a bit tedious if you're not used to it, and you really don't need so much information as a working professional, perhaps unless you're in academia. Now, Harvard Business Review has an excellent podcast channel called HBR IdeaCast, in which the key ideas are presented as interviews, and they are usually only about 20 minutes or so in length. Another great podcast for insights on organization science and leadership behavior is Work Life by Adam Grant. Therefore, scroll through your podcast app and identify channels that you can listen to. Listening to podcasts is like reading hard copy books and journals in the old days, but it enables you to multitask during your exercise or travel time. Now you've just started the first step in gaining a strategic edge as a senior leader. This is just the first step. The question is, how do you leverage all this material that you're reading? How do you apply it in your work so that you start to stand apart as a thought leader? Leveraging what you read is the second step towards success, and here are some ideas to get you started. One of the most important ones is to have a special journal. It could be the good old hard copy journal, or you could open up a file in your Word program. So journal these ideas, capture the important statistics or information or quotes from whatever you read into this diary of yours. And remember to capture a quote or a statistic. Remember to make a note of where you got that information from, like the reference. So that's important. So start journaling these ideas in your own journal, and I strongly recommend for you to use a hard copy notebook, a good quality notebook or a bullet journal, and use multicolored pens so that it just becomes an excellent way for you to stimulate your right and left brain. Next is a lot of these extracts that you get from different magazines. You could have clippings from hard copy magazines. File them in a special folder so that you know where you can access them when you need them immediately. You don't have to go around searching. So things that would be of interest to you, file them in a special folder, and remember again to make sure of keeping the reference from where that extract or where that article is. Third is share some of these interesting articles or information extracts with your relevant stakeholders as part of your networking strategy, as part of your value addition strategy. Many of these senior people themselves won't have time to go through so much material, but when you find something interesting that you know that, okay, perhaps this is something that vice president there in that region would appreciate, or this is something about this person's domain, or here's an interesting article on the economic trends or what's happening somewhere in Asia, then if you, along with the relevant couple of sentences, share this with some of the key stakeholders who might be interested, they will start seeing you as somebody who is adding value on an ongoing basis and somebody who is keeping track of thought leadership. Then use this material in your presentations, reports, conversations. Look for anecdotes, stories, information that you can use from your reading to incorporate in your presentations and other communication. All this effort in reading will only be as useful as how much you apply it. If you don't apply it, if you just store it in your folders, it's not going to be useful. You want to be a thought leader, not a librarian. Last idea is find the list of New York bestsellers, non-fiction or business. These lists are available on the internet. So find the latest list of bestsellers across the world, and you don't have to read the books or buy the books, but you can read the book summaries, which are also available on the internet. So that way, in 3 or 4 page book summary, you get the idea and the essence of what the book is about. The website hbr.org also shares some good summaries of these books. And this way, you get the benefits of the latest ideas without needing to wade through tons of books. So let's bring our conversation to a close today. The hard truth is that all senior leaders have cultivated the habit of reading. They find the time and make the effort to read and reflect on what they read despite their busy schedule, and this is what contributes to their success at the senior leadership level. And it is this habit that gives them an edge and confidence to become thought leaders and out-of-box thinkers. So you need to find a way to fit this in. It's really not an option. One of my executive coaching clients shares that he creates time for reading and reflection by spending 2 hours a week in a coffee shop where he just goes through his reading. Another leader shared that she used to do the same thing but hides out in the library. She used to book a conference room for herself. So find a way that works for you. To conclude, if you'd like to raise your own competence as a leader, then reading is a great way to improve your expertise. So start with baby steps as with any habit and build it up slowly to make it part of your life. Good luck.
And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Please connect with us on coachtoolbox@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, and review this channel. Details of our ICF-approved coach training programs and our services as executive coaches and coaching supervisors are on www.globalcoachtrust.org. See you in our next session.